Another ride up the hill, some friends, the Shell station here. So we got 636, the FZ-07, the Street Triple R, and the Aprilia RS34. He just took it to the track, so look at these tires. All this blue. It's crazy. So I haven't been up the front side of Angeles Crest Highway in quite a while for me. A couple months now or more. And we're a little worried. It rained a lot last week. A lot for California. Or Southern California anyways. And we're a little worried about mudslides, dirt. I mean, this side of the hill gets a lot of sun, so it'll all be dry, which could actually be worse. So I think that we're going to take it a little easy. But as we get a better view of the mountain, get a better idea what shape it's in, we'll probably start turning up the wick a little bit. Hopefully. It's funny, we got the fastest bike in the pack probably in the back here. He seems to be okay back there. Still haven't figured out a way to mount my rear camera on this Triumph Street Triple R, so we're just dealing with what we got. So after installing my USB socket and RAM mount, I've now got my GPS on the bike here. So it's giving me an idea where I am as much as it can, try to keep up on this hill. And it's also giving me an idea of my speed, which is interesting because it seems to be telling me my speedometer is a little off. It reads high. I think we're going a little too safe on the speeds. But I'll let them set it. He knows this real hill better than I do. Woo. That BMW is going quick, and that Audi's going pretty good too. Yeah, when I was on the freeway, the speedometer's at least 3 off. I don't know if it gets progressively worse the higher you go, or it's pretty consistent across the board. I'll have to play with this a little bit to get a better feel for that. Yeah. I like this space. It's good. Not pushing so hard you think you're going to scare yourself. Pushing hard enough to have some fun. Stay out of the ticket zone. The road's pretty clean. It looks like the street sweepers or whatever have been out. They held it up pretty good. Shift change. According to the GPS, I'm about 4 or 5 miles off. That means I can go faster than I think. And I'm okay. Those are really good downshifts, if I might say so myself. Timing was perfect. It sounded good. This is a Forest Service guy. Some of them are very anti-motorcyclist. Some of them are okay. Let's see if this guy tries to let us through or not. And there was a big turnoff there, but it's an inconvenient one. I can understand why he would skip it. There's a little fun to be had between here and the next little turnoff area, rest area. So it's not a big bother that he's stealing our thunder right now, as long as he actually gets out of the way by that point. Can't stay back here all day though. This is ridiculous. Thank you. The same for us, please. Come on! The car got out of the way. What about you? Now he's starting to steal some good fun. Asshole. Right there, right there, right there. Come on. What do you want me to do? Asshole. I am not giving you a fucking wave because your ass was pissing us off for far too long. Far too long to decide to get out of our way. Alright, we're in the top of the hill, a little wet, a little mud, gotta be expected. So I think it a little more smartly. Black line, she basically cut the road in half, so you have to choose a side. Yeah, that car saw us coming. And now that I have a much broader range of RPMs to work with, I'm getting better at choosing a gear to work with and being able to push appropriately. So he came into that much better than I did. I slowed down. That's always the corner that screws me up a little bit though. Ooh, Viper. And a whole bunch of motorcyclists. Where's green bike? Did you lose him? He's coming out of a turn, I'm coming into a turn. Slightly sketchy times to be waving. Like I said, the way is not just about camaraderie up here, it's about letting you know it's safe to go. Sometimes it's the cop warning, sometimes it's just traffic warning, slow down. Most of the time, thankfully, it's just, hey, you ride too, cool. What happened to your bro-in-law?
What?
What happened to your brother-in-law?
I don't know, he's right there.
Ooh, yeah, so there's a lot of bikes here Sunday. It wasn't as cold as we thought it would be. Pretty good, pretty good. Here's somebody showing up. Oh, that's interesting. It's a Trek body kit. Cool. Alright, I've been promising for a while, so gonna give Alsalo one chance to try out Triumph Street Triple R. I'm gonna ride his. Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. No. Alright. Guy's horns. This thing is so rumbly and torquey. It does have a lot of engine braking. He's right. Never thought about that too much last time. But yeah, you don't have to use the brakes, just let it off. Ooh, this thing shakes and rattles and rolls. I'm trying to cancel the turn signal. There we go. The wrong button. Alright. Oh, suspension is so bouncy. Let me let him through. There we go. Ooh. Saw the one's particular brand of lean off. I feel weird on this thing. My bike feels so much more stable. Maybe it's just a stiffer suspension, just makes it feel better for me. Yeah, this thing bounces all over the place. My bike feels so much more firm. I think he said he did add more preload all the way up on the shock, so that's about as good as this one gets. And I feel underdamped. I know I'm a heavier guy, but I don't remember having this much problem last time. So torquey. It picks up immediately, where I feel like Triumph's pretty dang quick, but it doesn't pick up that quick on the torque. I think that's the twin versus triple nature. Triple's a little more revvy. Twin is able to be a little more torquey. It's a little stance, the uprightness. You're a little closer to the front, I feel like. You're less leaned over like I would be on the Triumph. The torque, I started sliding back on his seat. There's a gap between the forward seat and the rear seat that I'm kind of hanging off of. Not very comfortable. I'm not sure I'm a great fan of the big banana style seat on my bike, but at least I know there's always a seat there to hold you. He's having a good time. Change the levers, they're a little shorter. You're alright, can't use your pinky, but you really can't get much out of your pinky anyways, right? We're coming up on a good place to switch back, so I can get my bike back. What'd you think?
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
It kind of floats though.
Really?
You gotta do the preload on that.
I did a little bit. I feel like yours is floating and bouncing with me on it.
Oh yeah, because you're heavier than I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, because mine is just big towards the standard.
But you took the preload all the way up, right?
Huh?
You made your preload all the way up, right?
Yeah. Mine is all the way up. I crack it on the preload.
Yeah.
That's probably why it's floating on you.
Interesting. Huh. Alright, cool. Back on my bike. Much more comfortable. See, he said this was bouncing and wallowing on him. It's interesting, but because I'm heavier, it works okay, but I don't know. I probably really need to get somebody to do the suspension tuning on this thing. That was another Street Triple or Speed Triple. Another one? Yeah, that might be that group I rode with before. One of them. I can get in trouble with this bike easier. Alright, Starting to change places. Somebody else's turn. Alright. It's gonna stay back. I'll go to the back of the pack. See how I can keep up with them. Yeah. Look pretty good. You're falling a little bit behind, don't fall into the temptation to crank it open to catch up, because then you're going to be going too hot to the next corner, and that ain't going to work. See, I'm starting to fall back because I'm not paying attention. I need to be a little more focused. Back too much, you miss the warnings. See, that's what I'm talking about. Prepare to slow the next corner. Get a little better at this. This is my first time going through a decent pace with this bike. I normally get caught up in too much traffic. It's pretty light this morning. Here we go. Took a little work, but I finally caught up. Yeah, stuff right at the beginning. From this direction, it's much tighter than it feels from the other direction. I don't know why. It just definitely feels a lot more difficult coming down the hill than going up the hill at the beginning. That was a pretty good run down the hill. Squirrel! Squirrel! Alright, well that was pretty much the end of the ride. I think we're all going to start heading home.